I need a fingerprint as well.
Mr. Rogers, go right there. That lady needs to get your fingerprint. Thank you very much.
Think of your right thumb, please. Okay, place it flat on the box. More, huh? And right down. Project.
We now call a series of cases involving the defendant Latravian Allen Roberts. You are Mr. Roberts. Present with your attorney, Ms. Minaldi, and the state's attorneys. Okay, so I've got 23 CR 100. Stand by.
He's pleading guilty on that, and there's a first amended that I filed this morning that had gotten overlooked that I have a copy of. Yeah, this morning.
And I have a copy of it as well.
We're pleading to that, and we're also pleading to the tampering, and then I'm dismissing the rest.
Which is, the tampering is 1637, Judge. 24167. You probably have the first amended in there, Judge. Let me make the copy.
Five cases, cause numbers 23 CR 1003. This looks like the oldest case. Then 24 CR 1057, which is a new case. 1636, a new case. 1637, a new case, and 1638, another new case. These are all new cases, which I guess were
Pleading true to 18 on the first amended. I don't know if you don't have the first amended, she's bringing it to you.
All right.
And then pleading guilty to the tampering, which is, case number is that?
160.
all right. There was a motion, or an original motion to revoke unadjudicated probation in this case filed in March of 24. That has been superseded by a newer motion to revoke probation filed on
Today.
today.
I overlooked it, Judge. It was one I overlooked and I discovered my oversight before we got
Number
here.
one, we can't go forward unless he waives his time for preparation, which is at least 30 days.
He does, Judge.
From the motion until disposition. And raise your right hand, Mr. Roberts. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any statement you make during this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes, sir.
Lower your hand. Is all of that true that she says
Yes, sir.
that you have discussed these matters with your attorney, this first amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation, although it was just filed today? I think you're probably familiar with it.
Yes, sir.
And
We have a copy of it, Judge.
there's some problems here on this one. Help me out on this. And y'all had a look, have you looked at it?
Yes, Judge.
It was just filed this morning, but it starts off with, okay. I'm missing pages 2 and 4.
There, oh, sorry, Judge, this prints on both sides. She only copied. Here's mine. It's a 5 mark. It's a 5 mark copy.
Yes. You got yours. I'm the only one that doesn't have one. Everybody's got one. The people in the crowd have them.
Sorry, I have changed this. I
Yes,
don't know how many
copies.
times on the printer and it still prints double sided
All
every time I print.
I'll
Change it again.
odd guys get odd numbered pages.
Because it starts off is with this number 2 violation, which there's no number 1 here. And then it goes from 12 to 22. All right, I need pages 2 and 4, please.
Yeah. I'm not in the first place.
I guess
My bad,
you can get it
Lacey.
to me next week.
Well, Judge, I didn't know they filled it this morning.
It's gonna be my fault.
It's my
That's the
fault,
way it
Judge.
always
I'm
is.
taking blame for it. It's my fault.
And Mike's fault. Mike's more at fault.
Not mine.
Yeah, I know. You're not really.
When in doubt.
Oh, you got that get out of jail free card. I know you.
I want a copy of that.
Is this your signature on this thing that's stamped? By the way, Mr. Land, or is this somebody else's?
That's,
I wrote your name.
that's my signature.
Okay.
We work the files up days in advance. All right, Lacey, this was last minute, but this was last minute, but we're doing it.
This appears to be valid. You know that one you gave me earlier today? That's- And did you hear it the first time?
I did. I
There it
did.
is. I got two.
Just nod and wave. Smile and wave, boys.
Back to the matter at hand. We got Mr. Roberts here and his freedom, which is serious. There is a first amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation that was filed this morning, but it's my understanding that you fully know about it and have discussed this with your attorney who is present with you. And does the defendant waive a formal reading of what we finally have, as I think the most recent full version of the first amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation. Ms. Manalius, his attorney, can we proceed in summary?
Yes, Judge.
In summary, sir, this motion, first amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation, alleges that on October 9th, 2023, in this court, you were placed on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for a serious case, a first-degree felony of aggravated robbery. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
All right. There are 22 violations, which is literally unheard of, that with that many mistakes, but we're going to deal with them. We're not going to go through all of them.
No, Judge.
Tell me which ones
We.
the parties have agreed to move forward.
Count 18, which will be the new tampering that he's pleading guilty to.
And is that it?
That's it. Yes, sir.
All right. Allegation 18 in this first amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation states that you committed the offense of tampering or fabricating physical evidence with intent to impair it on or about May 24th, May 15th, 2024 in Jefferson County, Texas, which is in violation of condition 1 of your probation order, which states don't commit another crime.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you understand what this alleges, and is that true?
Yes, sir. It's true.
That is represented in standby
1637, Judge.
24 CR 1637, where you were indicted in that case on August 8th of 2024. And that is a third degree felony. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
Is this allegation true and correct as it is stated, sir?
Yes, sir. It's true.
Are you pleading true and correct to this voluntarily and because it is true and correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that a voluntarily and knowingly made plea of true to one or more violations of probation, that is enough to grant a motion to revoke probation? Your probation can be revoked. You can now be found guilty and sentenced to the full range of punishment. You were placed on probation for a most serious case, and that carries with it no less than 5 nor more than 99 years confinement in prison or life imprisonment.
Yes, sir.
Knowing that, do you insist on pleading true nonetheless to this violation of probation today?
Yes, sir.
I find you are making your decision and pleading true to the motion to revoke probation voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently, and you have discussed this thoroughly with your attorney, Ms. Manalda.
Yes, sir.
All right. There's an agreement?
Yes, Judge.
An agreement has been reached between the parties where you would be not only pleading true, and in this case, and your probation would be revoked, but you would be found guilty and sentenced to 10 years in prison. Also, I guess in the underlying offense,
10 years.
you will be pleading guilty to the underlying offense indictment and sentenced to 10 years imprisonment on that case, and these would run concurrently.
Correct.
Is that your understanding of the plan?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, sir, you have no right of appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Also, other cases will be dismissed that are pending.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna hold this in abeyance and go to 24 CR 1637. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this indictment and arraignment? Can we proceed in sum?
Yes, Judge.
In summary, sir, this indictment alleges that on or about May 15th, 2024 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third degree felony of tampering or tampering or fabricating with physical evidence with intent to impair its availability as evidence in a subsequent investigation or official proceeding related to the offense. You understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
This is a third degree felony, and that means if convicted, you face no less than, stand by, a term of not more than 10 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
An agreement has been reached where you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 10 years in prison. And that would run concurrently with the preceding motion to revoke probation that we are going to finalize in a moment, that you have pleaded true to in the violations of probation.
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead in this case, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily? That is on your own free will and because you are guilty.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document voluntarily? Understand it, discuss it with your attorney, or the contents true and correct?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence without objection admitted. Among other things, this states you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. It's freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You are guilty of the crime charged and any lesser included offenses. You are giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. You were totally satisfied with the representation by your attorney, and all of this is true. It states, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 is made a part of the record for all purposes. Also, cause numbers 24 CR 1057, 1636, 1638, and 29 CCR 2435.
24 CCCR.
That's a 4?
Yes, Judge, I was running out of room.
Okay.
There are two misdemeanor clause
Yeah.
numbers.
It came out it came out as a 9.
Okay.
Make sure, because All right, all those cases would be dismissed. Is that your understanding, say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pre-sentence report is waived on all of this?
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'm going to deal with this one first on his plea to this the newer indictment 24 CR 1637. I'm going to make the following findings, if nothing further to add by the parties, that the defendant has pleaded guilty here voluntarily. You are mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty.
Yes, sir.
There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 here admitted to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this third-degree felony of tampering or fabricating physical evidence with intent to impair its availability as evidence in any subsequent investigation or official proceeding related to the offense. And you were found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I am following this agreement. You were hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 10 years. You will be given credit for all time you have served in accordance with that case. Do you understand what has happened there, sir?
Yes, sir.
And we're going to go back to the motion to revoke probation and complete this. Twenty-three CR 23 CR 1003. This is the original case that was filed and that you were placed on probation for. And there is this first amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation for which you have pleaded true to allegation 18. Is there anything to add on this one?
No, Judge.
If not, I'm going to find that the defendant, Mr. Roberts, has pleaded true to allegation 18, which is committing the offense of tampering or fabricating physical evidence with intent to impair its ability to be used in an official proceeding, which is what he pleaded guilty to in this case just a few minutes ago, 24 CR 1637, that new indictment for that third degree felony, which was handed up by the grand jury on August 8th of 2024. His plea of true to this first amended motion to revoke probation that he was on probation for when he commits this new offense, which is a violation of his probation, was listed and detailed under allegation number 18 in this first amended motion to revoke probation. He understood completely what he was charged with, and he is represented by a very capable attorney. He has admitted culpability that he committed the violation of probation as alleged in first amended motion to revoke probation number 18. He admitted this voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently, and based upon discussions with his attorney. That is enough to grant this first amended motion to revoke probation, unadjudicated probation, to grant it by a preponderance of the evidence or greater. It is so granted, that motion is approved, and your probation is hereby revoked based upon your plea of true and plea of guilty to that allegation of criminal third degree crime. Earlier in this case, you pleaded guilty when you were first placed on deferred or unadjudicated probation. You pleaded guilty voluntarily. You were mentally competent to do so. You understood and appreciated the consequences of pleading guilty. There was sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt at that time. Even though I deferred any finding of guilt, placing you on deferred or unadjudicated probation on September 11th, 2023. I actually placed you on probation after a pre-sentence, a pre-sentence report was prepared, and you were placed on probation. You entered your plea on September 11th, 2023. You were finally disposed of on that deferred or unadjudicated disposition on October 9th of 2023. You were also ordered to, I think, serve 90 days upfront time as a condition of probation when we placed you on probation on that day. That deferred or unadjudicated probation is hereby revoked, and the court finds you guilty of that earlier aggravated robbery beyond a reasonable doubt based upon State's Exhibit 1 and other evidence admitted into the hearing at the time of the entry of the plea. You have hereby now been found guilty of this first-degree felony of aggravated robbery. I am following this agreement in this first amended motion. And you are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 10 years. Stand by. And these sentences shall run concurrently. Also, the big elephant in the room on this is the indictment alleges that a deadly weapon, namely a firearm, was used in the commission of this aggravated robbery. An affirmative finding on the judgment will show that that is indeed true. That's what you pleaded guilty to. And that is going to have a different effect on your parole because you're going to have to serve 50% of that sentence before you're eligible for parole plus credit for good time. Whereas the new case, I believe, is going to be subject to the normally used quarter of a time for parole. So that's the price that you pay for committing mistakes. And I think we were all hoping for you to do better. But how do you feel? Are you in the right direction in making sense out of your decision making and committing to making better choices and doing the right things?
I can say I'm still learning. I'm continuing to learn.
Yes, sir.
Just
Oh,
continue to do it.
but welcome. We all are.
Yeah, we
All of us every one of us in this room
making mistakes.
make mistakes and many times, sometimes several times a day. It's how you deal with your mistakes. That's the test of
And learn from
character.
your mistakes. You do better.
And are you committed to that? A lot of people
Yes.
come before me and they say, well, I'm going to do better, but you have to
Commit.
walk the walk of responsibility, not talk the talk. Everybody says, I'm going to do it. You'll never see me again. And then we see them on motions to revoke probation sometimes.
Yes, sir.
But you're committed to doing the right thing.
Yes, sir.
All right. Your family is here?
Yes,
Do you have family? And they're supportive of you, I hope. Well, sometimes a lot of people come in this courtroom and they don't have anybody. I mean, they're by themselves, and are your parents good role models?
yes, sir.
Well, good. Because that's the greatest gift you can give to a child is setting a good example because a child's going to pretty much do what they do. You made some mistakes, fix them
Yes, sir.
and do better.
Yes, sir.
Do you promise?
I promise.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to that. Okay.
Thank you too.
All right. Best wishes to you and your family. Okay. Good luck, sir. These a couple of 3 cases here are going to be dismissed right now.
Yes,
right?
Judge.
Okay.